So, I've been thinking about this for a while. The villain pool in the Sonic universe is very small for the most part. A lot of the villains that we currently have isn't a lot. We have plenty, sure, but none are really big as a threat per se. Some are dangerous, yes, but none have really stood up to the level as Eggman, really. Eggman is the main antagonist, but whenever someone gets close to being just as bad as him in terms of power, status, etc., it's like the world or game or comic made sure they don't upstage him. And I don't mean like one-time villains in games and such that are seen and then gone forever, like Dark Gaia or the Time Eater or Razor Jin, etc. I mean long-standing, reoccurring villains that stick around. But Eggman doesn't bother to make sure they know their place in the world of Sonic. I posted about this, and a lot of people have noted how the Archie comics had plenty of other villains who were even in higher power compared to Eggman, but now we don't have that. Let's go over the villains that we have right now. Metal Sonic is loyal to Eggman, and even when he does something, like during the Battle for Angel Island arc, or during Sonic Heroes, etc., he's back to being his normal self at the end of the day. So while he is a threat, he's not going to upstage his master, because even when he betrays him, it's back to the status quo for him. The Deadly Sits, while they are a threat, they can even reach levels to take over, they're really a rare case to be a threat. Only when the plot needs them to be. So, and then Rough and Tumble, they are just the goofball guys. They're not bad guys who want to take over the world. They just do shenanigans. Think Wario and Waluigi and Team Rocket with fur. And then the same applies to Fang and the Hooligans, even if they're in the classic world. Surge and Kit are in the anti-hero range now, which is fine. I want that for them, and they're growing as characters. Surge doesn't want to destroy the world anymore as of the annual, and she still wants to take out Sonic, of course. That's never going to change, but only when the opportunity comes up. Kit's case is still up in the air because he just follows Surge, though he has plans of his own. We have to wait and see about that. And then Mimic, I don't think they're going to keep up the plot with him and Whisper any longer, especially with issue 79 supposedly ending the long battle. Will he meet his end? Who knows. Regardless, he's a threat with his shape-shifting abilities, but he's not really trying to take over the world or anything. And then we come to villains such as Clutch and Starline. Starline was just as bad as Eggman, if not worse, and now he's gone. For now though, remember, it's left like this to make it easier if he ever returns. But again, he came close to surpassing him, only for Eggman to swoop in and show him how it's done. And then for Clutch, once again, even though Clutch didn't really reach certain levels as a Starline, he did still do many bad things as his mob-like character. Eggman came in and put him in his place to make sure that he is once again the head honcho. And that is the issue that I'm getting to. Every time a new villain is introduced, it's like they always make sure they don't surpass Eggman, or they don't make them just as bad to a degree that even Eggman won't bother to go up against them. I get that he's the main antagonist, but it feels like the villain gallery that we really have right now doesn't really hit as hard as Eggman's role in the world, even if some of them have done horrible things. We need villains that stick around, that have such an evil degree in them, that they are just as evil as Eggman, and the Doc knows not to cross them, or respects their evilness so much that he leaves them be. But we don't get that. It's like there's a new rule saying we can have villains, but make sure that they aren't passing Eggman as the big bad guy in the world. And that's insane to think there's a rule like that. But we need more villains regardless. We have like, what, 3 or 4 right now? The Deadly Sits are a collective, so we can't really count all of them as individual. We have Eggman, Metal Sonic, currently Mimic, and that's it. Clutch is incapacitated, Starline's gone, and then we have goofball groups. That's incredibly small. Come on. Give us villains who have supernatural powers or just magic. Yes, I know there's that witch character and her team in the classic era, but I mean in the modern era. And for Pete's sake, give us more female villains. Surge is just anti-hero now, and Xena is right now the only female villain. That's insane. Though, the Sage count? I guess. But, and yes, I know about the witch character and that rabbit in the classic era, but again, I'm talking about in modern times. And even then, it's still incredibly small. We need more female villains. It's like people are saying how we don't have enough new male heroes. And give us villains who aren't tied to Sonic, like giving other characters their own arch enemy. I know Clutch technically is tied more to Chaotix, and then Mimic was Whisper, but you get what I mean. Give Tails his own arch enemy. Give Knuckles his own enemy. Amy, Silver, anyone other than Sonic. And even when the new villains are defeated, do not let them be downgraded to once in a blue moon villain who's more weaker because of the status quo. Yes, I know there's the never-ending battle between Sonic and Eggman, but expand the villain pool with more threats who are just on the same level as a Doctor, if not more, and they stick around and don't get beaten up or put in their place by Eggman. Come on, Sega, do it.